Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a day unlike any other, a day that holds the power to shake the very foundations of your life, a day that carries with it a divine message so profound it cannot be ignored. August 25, 2025 is that day. This is not just another date on the calendar. This is a day that God Himself has marked, a day that will challenge, awaken, and transform. Can you feel the weight of its significance already pressing upon your spirit? From the moment the sun rises on this extraordinary day, nothing will feel ordinary. The air will carry a message, the world will whisper truths, and your heart will confront choices that demand courage and faith. This is a moment when ordinary routines fade, when every decision becomes an opportunity to step closer to God's purpose, or to drift further from it. Some of you may feel fear rising, a tremor of uncertainty about what this day will bring. That fear is natural, but I tell you, it is also a call to awaken to the possibilities that lie beyond your comfort, beyond the patterns that have held you back. God is speaking not in the silence of the mundane, but in the thunder of the extraordinary. He is calling you to recognize that August 25, 2025 is not a day to be overlooked. It is a day to embrace, a day to prepare your heart, and a day to rise. Every one of us has faced moments where life seemed to pause, where the ordinary became the extraordinary without warning. But what if I told you that this is exactly what God has planned for August 25, 2025? A divine interruption, a chance to see beyond the veil of what is temporary and step into what is eternal. This is a day to awaken your faith, to ignite your spirit, and to listen deeply to the guidance that only God can provide. So, as we prepare to step into the unfolding of this remarkable day, open your heart, steady your mind, and ready your soul. What awaits is more than a mere moment in time. It is a divine opportunity to experience transformation, to embrace clarity, and to walk boldly into the destiny that God has prepared for you. Today, we begin the journey of understanding why August 25, 2025 will never be just another day. From the very beginning of time, God has had a plan for every moment, every season, and every person. There are days that come and go unnoticed, slipping past us without a whisper of meaning, and then there are days that God Himself marks. Days that carry a weight, a purpose, and a message that cannot be ignored. August 25, 2025 is one of those days. It is a day that has been written into the divine calendar, a day that holds significance far beyond what our eyes can see or our minds can comprehend. When God marks a day, He does so with intention, with precision, and with a purpose that transcends the ordinary. This is not simply another date to pass through. It is a moment of destiny, a divine checkpoint where the choices you make, the prayers you offer, and the faith you carry will intersect with the power of God's plan in ways that are both visible and unseen. To recognize that a day is divinely marked is to understand that nothing about it is random. Every hour, every encounter, and every opportunity on August 25, 2025 will hold the potential to steer your life toward fulfillment or away from it. God's hand is present, orchestrating events, preparing hearts, and opening doors that no human could arrange. Those who approach this day without awareness may move through it as though it were ordinary, but those who are attentive, who are spiritually awake, will see the fingerprints of God in everything they encounter. The sunrise, the conversations, the challenges, they all carry His signature, a message meant to awaken the soul and inspire action. This day is not about fear or anxiety, but about recognition. It is about understanding that time is sacred and that God's timing is perfect. To mark a day is to set it apart, to make it holy in a spiritual sense, and to call people into alignment with a greater purpose. August 25, 2025 is an invitation, a divine call to rise above the distractions of the world and to tune into the voice of God. It is a moment when the ordinary can be transformed into the extraordinary, when lives can be changed, and when hearts can be aligned with the will of the Creator. As we look toward this day, we must prepare ourselves to see it through the lens of faith. We must understand that God's marking of this date is not arbitrary, but intentional. It is meant to awaken us to the reality that He is always present, guiding, directing, and revealing His purpose in the details of our lives. Those who approach August 25, 2025 with open hearts, with expectation, and with spiritual readiness will experience a day unlike any other, a day that will leave an imprint on their faith, their decisions, and their destiny. To truly grasp the significance of this day, one must begin by opening the heart to God's presence, seeking His guidance, and trusting that every moment is orchestrated for divine purposes, even those that seem small or ordinary at first glance. This day is not just another date on the calendar, it is a moment chosen by God to reveal His power, His wisdom, and His love in ways that will resonate far beyond its 24 hours. Faith is not something that exists only in calm moments or easy seasons of life. It is forged in the fire of challenge, strengthened in times of uncertainty, and awakened when we are called to see beyond the limits of our understanding. August 25, 2025 is a day that will test the very foundation of your faith. It is a day designed not to break you, but to stretch you, to awaken parts of your spirit that have been dormant, and to call you into a deeper, more intimate relationship with God. The challenges you encounter on this day will not be random. They are carefully placed by a loving God to reveal your strength, refine your character, and draw you closer to His divine purpose. Many of us move through life relying on routine comfort and the familiar patterns that make our days predictable. But God does not work through predictability. He works through moments that shake us awake, moments that push us to question, to seek, and to grow. On August 25, 2025, every event, every encounter, and every circumstance will be an invitation to confront the limitations of our faith. The day will demand that you trust Him without reservation, act without hesitation, and believe without seeing the full picture. These challenges are not meant to discourage you, they are meant to ignite the dormant fire within, to awaken a faith that is bold, unshakable, and resilient. Faith awakened is faith that sees beyond the ordinary. It is faith that recognizes that God is at work even in the storms, even in the confusion, and even when the path ahead seems uncertain. August 25, 2025 will bring moments that test patience, endurance, and trust. You may face situations that seem impossible, conversations that feel uncomfortable, and decisions that carry significant weight. Each of these moments is a divine opportunity to respond not with fear, but with courage, not with doubt, but with unwavering belief in God's plan. The trials of this day are not obstacles. They are instruments in God's hands, shaping a faith that can withstand the trials of a lifetime. To awaken your faith means to open your heart fully, to listen carefully to the still, small voice of God amidst the noise of the world, and to act in alignment with His guidance. This day will reveal where your faith is strong and where it needs growth. It will highlight areas where trust has been tested and call you to rise above complacency. Those who embrace these challenges with humility and obedience will experience a profound transformation. Their perspective will shift, their spiritual vision will expand, and their connection to God will deepen in ways that are life-changing. August 25, 2025 is not simply a day to observe, it is a day to engage with, a day that demands a response from the heart. Every challenge will carry a hidden lesson, every trial a divine message, and every moment an opportunity to awaken a faith that has the power to move mountains, heal wounds, and illuminate the path forward. The experiences of this day are designed to shake the ordinary from your life and reveal the extraordinary power of faith in action. Life often lulls us into a sense of comfort, a rhythm of routines that make each day feel predictable, safe, and familiar. We wake, work, and rest, moving through cycles that seem to define the limits of our existence. But God has a way of interrupting this ordinary flow to open doors that lead to the extraordinary. August 25, 2025 is one of those days. It is a day that will break the pattern of the mundane, a day when God will present opportunities that surpass anything we have imagined or planned. What may begin as an ordinary morning could transform into a series of moments filled with divine purpose, encounters charged with meaning, and decisions that redirect the course of your life in ways that ordinary days never could. Opportunities in life are often hidden within the unexpected. They are veiled in challenges disguised as interruptions and appear at times when we least anticipate them. On August 25, 2025, God is placing extraordinary opportunities before you. Moments that will test your courage, your faith, and your willingness to step beyond comfort and familiarity. These opportunities are not meant for hesitation, they are meant for bold action, for hearts that are awake and ready to respond. The ordinary routines that have defined your past will be set aside, replaced by moments that demand discernment, initiative, and a keen awareness of God's hand at work. Extraordinary opportunities often arrive when we are prepared to see them. They require eyes that can recognize God's fingerprints on every encounter, ears that can hear His guidance in the midst of noise, and hearts that are attuned to His timing. On this day, you may find doors opening where none existed before, people entering your life with messages of purpose, and situations unfolding that align with the divine plan in ways that seem miraculous. The beauty of these moments lies not only in their potential for transformation, but also in their ability to awaken a deeper awareness of God's presence in every detail of your life. This day will challenge you to step out of the predictable and embrace the extraordinary. It will require that you respond with faith, courage, and discernment, recognizing that each opportunity is not random but divinely orchestrated. The ordinary routines you once relied upon, the habits, the patterns, the comfortable rhythms, will no longer serve as the framework for what God intends to do in your life. Instead, you will be called to act decisively, to move boldly, and to trust fully in God's timing and provision. Extraordinary opportunities have a transformative power. They expand vision, deepen faith, and redirect the trajectory of a life aligned with God's purpose. August 20th, 2025 is not a day to passively observe or to move through without awareness. It is a day to engage actively, to recognize the moments that hold divine significance, and to embrace the openings God has prepared for you. The ordinary becomes extraordinary when faith meets action, when preparation meets opportunity, and when hearts are willing to receive what God is placing before them. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. Spiritual readiness is not simply a state of knowing, but a condition of the heart that allows us to respond faithfully to God's calling. On August 25, 2025, these two qualities, courage and spiritual readiness, will be essential. The day will not be gentle or predictable. It will challenge you to step beyond comfort, and to confront uncertainties, and to trust in God's guidance when the path is unclear. The extraordinary moments awaiting you require more than preparation of the mind. They demand preparation of the soul, a willingness to place faith above doubt, and to embrace God's purpose even when it stretches beyond what is familiar or safe. Many people move through life avoiding discomfort, seeking ease, and clinging to what is predictable. Yet, God does not call us to ease, He calls us to purpose. When a day as divinely significant as August 25, 2025 arrives, the ordinary will no longer suffice. It will require courage to step into new opportunities, to face challenges that feel intimidating, and to make decisions that align with God's plan rather than human convenience. Courage in this sense is not reckless. It is rooted in trust, in a deep understanding that God is guiding every step, every encounter, and every choice. It is the courage to act with faith, knowing that even when outcomes are uncertain, God's presence will never fail. Spiritual readiness is equally vital. It is more than awareness. It is the active cultivation of a heart that is open to God's voice, sensitive to His direction, and responsive to His will. This readiness involves aligning your thoughts, actions, and intentions with God's purpose, creating a harmony between your spirit and the divine plan. On August 25, 2025, spiritual readiness will serve as your compass, guiding you through moments of decision, doubt, and opportunity. Without it, even the most promising moments can pass unnoticed or unclaimed. With it, even the smallest step taken in faith can yield results beyond imagination. Courage and spiritual readiness together create the foundation for embracing what unfolds. They allow you to recognize the extraordinary within the ordinary, to step boldly into the opportunities God places before you, and to respond in a way that reflects trust, faith, and obedience. The challenges of this day will test these qualities, asking whether your faith is strong enough to act decisively, whether your spirit is prepared to move beyond fear, and whether your heart is aligned with God's timing and purpose. Every trial, every unexpected moment, and every decision on August 25, 2025 will serve as an invitation to demonstrate courage and readiness. They are not mere virtues to admire from a distance. They are essential tools for navigating the extraordinary path God is setting before you. To face this day without courage is to miss its potential. To face it without spiritual readiness is to remain unaware of the divine opportunities being placed directly before you. The unfolding of this day calls for hearts that are strong, spirits that are vigilant, and minds that are anchored in faith, prepared to embrace the extraordinary work God is orchestrating. Every life carries the potential for greatness, but true transformation comes only when we align ourselves with God's guidance. August 25, 2025 is a day that calls for this alignment in its fullest measure. On this day, the ordinary whispers of human plans will no longer suffice. Only the clarity and direction that come from listening to God can illuminate the path ahead. Those who pay attention to His voice, who seek His wisdom with humble hearts, and who act in obedience will find their destinies reshaped. their purpose clarified, and their lives infused with a power far beyond human understanding. To listen to God is to open the soul to divine possibility, to recognize that every encounter, every challenge, and every opportunity carries meaning designed to redirect us toward our highest calling. Listening to God is not passive. It requires focus, discernment, and a willingness to quiet the distractions of the world. The noise of doubt, fear, and worldly concerns often obscures the subtle voice of the divine. August 25, 2025 will present moments where these distractions intensify, where life's pressures and unexpected events may threaten to overwhelm, and where decisions must be made with urgency and faith. In such moments, those who are attuned to God's guidance will recognize the signs, hear the gentle promptings, and respond with confidence and clarity. Every choice becomes a pivot point, every action a step toward destiny when informed by divine direction. Transformation through God's guidance also demands trust. There will be moments on this day when the path will not be clear, when outcomes seem uncertain, and when the temptation to rely solely on human understanding will be strong. But God calls us to trust Him fully, to take steps even when the full picture is unseen, and to act in faith that His wisdom surpasses our own. When we listen and obey, we enter into a flow of divine providence where doors open, relationships align, and opportunities appear that would have been invisible to the unprepared heart. This kind of listening transforms more than a single moment, it transforms the trajectory of a life. August 25, 2025 is a reminder that destiny is not shaped by chance or coincidence but by intentional alignment with God's purpose. Every interaction, every challenge, every breakthrough carries the potential to redirect our lives in ways that are both profound and lasting. By listening carefully, discerning faithfully, and acting courageously, we allow God to mold our character, refine our decisions, and guide our steps toward the fulfillment of His plan. Those who embrace this guidance will find that what once seemed impossible becomes achievable, what once felt uncertain becomes clear, and what once appeared ordinary becomes extraordinary. The act of listening to God is transformative because it shifts the source of our direction from human limitations to divine wisdom. It requires humility, patience, and a heart fully surrendered to His will. On this day, every decision made in alignment with God's guidance will carry weight, significance, and eternal impact. Listening becomes the bridge between where we are and the destiny God intends, and the transformation that occurs is not only in circumstance, but in spirit, mind, and soul.